You're compassionate. You like helping others, and when it's available in a game, you gravitate towards playing healers. So naturally, you're a support player in Overwatch 2. Well, throw that love and attitude out the window. This is Vargon Draxar, and I'm here to help you climb as a support player in Overwatch. Now, that intro was a bit comedic, but had some truth behind it. Our first big tip to improving your support play is to stop being a heal bot. It is in the name of the role. You are a support, not a healer. It is your job to support the team, whether that means buffing or cleansing your allies, forcing out opponent cooldowns, or doing damage. There are tons of tools at your disposal outside of healing. Now, this doesn't mean you don't heal your teammates, but it's not your sole purpose. If your teammates are all above 75% health, there is no reason to be looking for heals. This is your time in a fight to prioritize damage and forcing out enemy cooldowns. Next, we're going to talk about positioning. Yes, that word again. Positioning is important across all roles in Overwatch, but highly so as a support. If your positioning is bad and you're caught out and die, the rest of your team will quickly follow you back to spawn. The longer you survive on support, the longer your whole team will survive. This means playing the high ground to have better overall vision of your allies and enemies. Playing near cover and corners so you have a quick retreat if you start getting focused. If you have environment to get behind at a moment's notice, then you'll survive longer and will also give your other support a chance to heal you up so you can rejoin the fight. The next and possibly most crucial tip for climbing on support is to play around your team. Now, I don't mean dive in with your tank or DPS who's trying to go in 1v5, but more the pacing. If your team is playing particularly aggressive, then you need to play up with them and ensure their aggression gets rewarded, but still keeping in mind the earlier positioning tips. If they're playing more defensive, then set yourself back in a good position so you have your whole team in line of sight and can look to use your crucial cooldowns to punish enemy aggression. Overwatch at its base is a team game, so sometimes adjusting your playstyle to line up with the rest of your team can make all the difference. Now, we're going to talk about damage. Really, aside from Mercy, all supports are capable of outputting some very high damage numbers. Characters like Bap, Yari, and Moira can crank out more DPS than some of the tanks or damage roll characters. Cycling in some DPS when your team is healthy is a huge factor that separates a good support player from a great support player. Blizzard has made every character feel like they can impact the scoreboard in a meaningful fashion. Now, I did just say that nasty word scoreboard, so let's talk about it. It doesn't matter, at least not as much as people seem to think it does. It can be an indicator of impact, but it's not the be-all end-all. If you have the least healing, damage, assists, or kills out of the supports, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not doing your job, so don't let anyone tell you you're not doing enough based on the scoreboard. Now, if you look at the scoreboard and you have the most deaths in the lobby, then maybe we need to take a look at our positioning and try to fix that. Next up, we're going to talk about cooldown management. Supports have some of the most game-winning cooldowns and ultimates in Overwatch. Things like Kirisuzu, Bap Lamp, Ana Nade, and Lucio's Beat can turn a losing or even situation into the easiest teamfight wins in an instant. These are all critical cooldowns that you don't want to waste. Throwing out your Ana Sleeps on cooldown will make you an easy dive target, but at the same time, if you're constantly waiting for the perfect Suzu to cleanse your entire team of an anti-nade, you may be sitting on that ability far too long. It's a difficult thing to just explain, but it all boils down to this. Use your abilities when they can offer even a small amount of value, but don't just throw them around so you can press buttons. The next tip is a bit more advanced, but one you can start thinking about if you've already implemented the rest we've discussed. Ult tracking. Now, this doesn't need to be super advanced, tracking damage, elims, healing numbers of the enemies in every fight. It can be simple. What ults have you not seen in a while? Who on the opposing team ulted last fight? Keeping this mental note of what ults could be coming online can help prepare you for a fight. Has there been 2 fights and you haven't seen Reaper ult? Maybe save your Suzu, Sleep Dart, or Transcendence. Has it been a few minutes since you've heard "Nerf this"? Maybe prioritize your safe positioning in the next fight so you can be prepared to hide from the Diva Bomb. Knowing when the enemy is going to ult and making your plays accordingly can help you take over a fight when the enemy has game-winning ultimates on their side. A quick and easy way to keep track of ults is, unless it's a steamroll on either side, if your ult is coming online, it's likely the enemies are too. My last and final tip is extremely controversial and may or may not get me attacked by some members of the Overwatch community, but damn it, this is a guide about climbing out of the metal ranks. I don't like to tell people what characters to play, I don't like to dictate people's playstyles, but if you're bronze, silver, and even gold to an extent, you may want to shelve the Mercy pick. Mercy's biggest value to the team is damage boost and survivability. The survivability is good, but other heroes also have tools to help them with that. The problem is in lower ranks, damage boost is offering very little value due to the mechanical skill and game sense. Damage boost only helps when damage is being done, and relevant damage at that. You may be boosting the Soldier 76 who has 30,000 damage, but when 90% of that is unloaded into the tank without getting the elim, then it's not really helping. It's not that I think Mercy is a terrible hero, it's just that she doesn't offer the same value to the team at lower ranks, or the mechanical skill isn't up to par with Diamond, Master, or Grandmaster players. I'm sorry, Mercy Mafia. Please don't come down on me too hard. Now, I hope most of you are still around at this point. I know the Mercy players are probably still watching, typing their angry replies. But everyone, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you feel like this guide will help you or a friend, leave a comment and let me know. And lastly, don't forget to hit that sub button as more tips, tricks, and guides videos are coming your way. And with that, I will catch you all next time.